everyone. Welcome back to Open Source Friday times 3. We're back. Thank you for joining. I hope that you've been here with me all day. I feel like I'm ready. That's fine. We started the day with Handy Computer. If you missed that, please go back to our YouTube channel and take a look. Such a good project. And then we had the folks from GitHub. It was a bit of a meta moment, a GitHub open source project in Open Source Friday. We chatted with Patrick, who is the PM for the GitHub SDK project and the CLI too. So it was so good. So go back and take a listen at those. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Storm Chaser, welcome. You've been a user since 2024. That's amazing. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to our channel so that you never miss another stream. Welcome, Bruno. Welcome, Salom. Welcome. And it's your birthday. It's your birthday when? Tomorrow? Oh, snap. Happy birthday. Very cool. Happy birthday. What's tomorrow? February 7th. Everybody say happy birthday to Storm Chaser. Happy birthday. Well, I am so happy to be here. Welcome, Kaivan. Welcome, Pankaj. We have a really fun project, open source project, but we're going to be talking about even extra bonus things besides the project because I don't know when he has time to do all this, but he's also creating a programming language. So we're gonna also take a look at that. And thank you so much. I know Raphael is joining us from Europe and it's late, so he's ending his Friday with us. So let's give him some sparkles on the chat. But the project that we're going to discuss today is going to be Rio Terminal. For all of you terminal folks that you like to live in the terminal, IDs, not your thing. If you're not using Rio Terminal yet, so you haven't seen it, so maybe after this you change your mind. Let me know what you use. What's your poison? Tell me in the chat. What is your terminal of choice? But besides being the maintainer of Rio Terminal, as well as the Boo code editor, Raphael works at Charm, software development at Charm. And I am so excited to chat with you. We're going to talk a little bit about why you created this, how is it different from other terminals, and hopefully Raphael can demo it for us too. And if you have questions about either Raphael, Rio Terminal, or Boo, of course, if he wants to dig a bit into that and then his new programming language, please do it. And listen here, we got a new user. What's up? Thank you, EasyPlate. But then we got your fans here. Okay, thank you, Bruno. Bruno, that's your permanent driver right there. Rap, thank you. I'm very excited because I have to admit that I've not used Rio Terminal yet. So I'm excited to see what's been my latest. Not gonna lie, I'm like a love it and leave it. Like I've been in Ghosty for a bit now. It's been fun. I like it, but I'm open to change. I'm open to leaving it. So Raphael, maybe you show me something I love today. But hello. Oh, hola. Tus desarrolladores portugueses.
Hablo un poco.
Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. I'm so happy to see the community coming out and supporting you. I did not know Raphael was from Brazil until like 5 minutes ago when we were chatting backstage.
Oh yes. No, that was sometimes it's funny because like I speak a bit of Swedish and my wife's Swedish, and I went one time to speak in the conference. I think it was 2 years ago, and the people just assumed that I was Swedish, and
that you're Swedish too. I didn't put it together because your last name is.
Yeah, it is like right.
Yeah.
Right. I think like that's also like what was like I don't know, like my first name, my first legal name is not Raphael, is Hugo. So it's like when I go with the first legal name, like, and Like they actually can assume stuff, but I would say that most of the people, even in Sweden, they think either an Italian or French. They never guess.
I thought
Like,
Italian. That was what I
yeah,
thought when you joined. Yeah.
yeah, they never guess that I'm Brazilian, but I am fully Brazilian, born and raised in Rio de Janeiro, which is basically the terminal like name.
I love it. And now it makes so much sense, friends.
Yeah,
Like, of
exactly.
course, Rio, Rio, of course. It makes perfect sense. All right. Well, let's get into it because I want folks to have an opportunity to ask you questions. And um, I don't want to get people distracted, man, but you share with me your site and I could not. This is the most beautiful thing I've seen today. If you need a little therapy later, go visit Raphael's site. You'll know what I mean when you click on it. It's so good. It's so good. But let's start from the beginning, right? Like I think we need to dig into the teams about how, first of all, why you build Rio, how it thinks about performance, like developer experience and all these things. But let's to kick us off. We can start from the beginning. Like, what kind of problem were you trying to solve when you created Rio? Like, were you always like a terminal guy? Like, why did you build this?
Right. No, I think that there's a fair question. When I started, like, all right, so a bit of background before Rio, I was like, I moved to Sweden to work in Spotify, and I was not working with Rust or terminal stuff. I was working with JavaScript, and I was already a bit like, I kind of want like a career shift, like to like, I don't know, like Rust or C++ or this type of things. And Rio was kind of like my, like my escape of the reality where I started to be like, okay, the work is done, and like I'll start to work on my stuff. And before Rio, I created a project that was like call it React TV, which is like
Wow.
yeah, it was like it became famous for a bit. Like I remember people from Sony. I don't remember if it was Sony, but they were trying to use the PS3, I guess. Like this has been more than 10 years, so like I don't remember exactly, but like I remember that I created that. Like I then started to talk with some people from Netflix, and they had like some like render internally. But when I was doing that like project, I started to learn a lot about GPU, and I felt like, okay, I want two things. I want to change. When I was like moving to Sweden, was like I want to try to change my career path, and I would like to learn more about GPU. So like Rio became an opportunity when I saw other terminals that they were GPU based. And like you had like Alacrit, like a Kitty, like like all these big players. And I felt like opportunity when I used it then, because like I felt like, okay, like I feel like there is some things from each that I don't like, and I would like to create something that is mine. Like I didn't,
Mm-hmm.
like I didn't want to create something like if I'm brutally honest, was Rio was never intended to like, oh, I want to create a terminal for everyone. Like, I'm not gonna share this. Like, but as I was posting on Twitter, like, oh, I having fun, like doing Rust and GPU, like, and people are like, oh man, I would like to use. So it was interesting. Like, I think one thing that was interesting was like you told they were using Ghosty, and so the creator of Ghosty, Michel Hashimoto,
Mm-hmm.
he sent to me an email, and then he was like, "Hey man, like I saw Rio. Like, do you want to, like, do you want to talk about like terminals? Like, I like Rio."
Damn.
And yeah, I didn't know who he was. All right, so like
You
I
only
didn't.
created like Terraform and
Yeah, like, but
that's
I
it.
didn't know that who he was. Like I was, how can I say, like was the same when I was joining the WebAssembly discussions. I didn't know, like suddenly came someone that like created like something that has been there for 20 years. I didn't even know. Like I was calling the person as dude. And I still call Mitchell as dude. Like these days, I sent a message to him, and I say like dude something, and but I didn't know who he was, and I thought that he was genuinely like some way interested about terminals. And so my opinion about Ghosty is like I do think like out I have a lot of first I have a lot of respect about all the terminals that exist because it
Hmm.
takes so much energy and so much knowledge. Like terminals, like they're so complex. They're, I mean, they have a complexity level as you're doing like everything from the scratch. Like if you do like something only like just do the rendering part, or you just do the PTY like connection, and you render CPU like. But if you do everything from the scratch, I feel like there's so much that we programmers take for granted. Like for example, font. Like you need to do things with font in GPU, and is likely is not like a walk in the park. Like it's a bit like takes you time. Like you need to learn a bit of like how the render works, like how a font is found, like how like different like formats like is like different stuff like the cache, all these type of things. So it's like I have mad respect for all the terminals. Like I don't think you're ever gonna see me like bashing about like a
Yes,
terminal,
yes, yes, yes.
right? Because I feel like there's this profile sometimes with some creators like, yo, we should use my stuff because like you. No, I think like all the terminals they have different philosophies, and that when I talked with Mitchell, I felt that he had like a different philosophy that I have, and it was like Mitchell was like he wanted to get what like out. We had the same pain. Like we saw the terminals, different terminals, and and we were like, okay, we like this, we like that, but we don't have this. And this was like maybe 2023, maybe. And he was like, I want to get this good stuff from those terminals that I like and do something more native. And
Hmm.
I was a bit opposite. Like I was like, dude, I don't know if I want to do everything native because like if you go for Windows and I do you know Z? Like
Yeah,
the right.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I think I'm more inclined to Z, and I feel like the V3 is more walking towards to the new version of Rio is walking towards to Z in terms of like more things will be more based on GPU, but I also don't want to penalize people that like the native thing, so I start to work on the different variant of Rio that is just native, but yeah, like you asked like about how I started. I end up like with a whole speech.
No, I love it though. And honestly, like, thank you for being a real one and being like, yeah, like people should learn from that. You don't need to dog other projects. Like, they
No,
all
and the
have their
thing,
own things. They have their own attributes, and this is what you wanted to see in a terminal that it was for you. Like, you know, you're
right?
gonna build this thing that people are gonna love and use. So I love that. That's awesome.
No, I'll never like. I think like, there was when that was funny because like I was talking about Micho and like I remember going like in the conference. I was a speaker, and I mentioned his name casually to people, and people are like start to laugh. I thought that I said a joke. I was because I said like this guy Micho Michio, let me see, Hashimoto, and then they are laughing because he was famous. I told him like, dude, you are famous. I didn't know that you were famous. Like, and I kind of like made like a joke of myself because I was, like look at like I was like, how can I say? I was pretending like something like like oh like look like how close I am to this famous person. It was just I thought that was just a random dude, but frankly I feel that he's like I feel that it's great that he was so humble, like to send the email to talk and stuff. I never felt like he was
Amazing.
yeah he was like
I love that. I love that. I've had a few interactions with Michelin. I love it. Listen, people at that level, I'm always like afraid of when I actually get to talk to them myself.
yeah
Because I'm like, what's the saying? Don't beat your heroes. You'll be disappointed.
yeah
But Michelin's a good dude. So here's the dude.
yeah
He's a good dude.
yeah
Yeah. I
no
love
I
it.
agree
I
I
love it.
agree I
uh, you have a lot of fans in the chat too. Like, I appreciate it. I appreciate you all giving it a go and trying it out. So uh, show us Show us what you got, Rafael. If we can get you to share your screen and we can take a look at
All
it.
right.
And
I'll first talk about this thing that I'm working. Probably will try to release this year.
yes,
Like,
yes, yes, yes. That's not open source yet, though, right? But you're working on it, and this is
yeah, it's called Jam, and it's like Jam programming language. Is
uh-huh.
my attempt to. I mean, I love Rust and I like C++ and I do like Zig. And I was like, all right, I want to bring like the best of those three languages to one language. And I started to work on my language because I love programming languages as well. I don't know how many times I started a programming language and I just threw in the trash later. Like I probably started like two or three times and later was just like, oh man, I don't like this and I drop it. But this time I am committed because like I'm like
Okay.
right, like I have been writing like I think like this is the thing that I learned from Rio. There's like to make software like happen, you need to use it. Like this is the thing like because when Rio started, like I was not using like I was still using my old terminal. But once I started to use Rio, I was just like, man, this terminal sucks. Like, and then I had to, like spend time doing things. So this has been the thing with Jam. Like, I have been using more from my personal projects, and I feel like this is like forcing me to like to work on the programming language, like as I'm working on Rio as well. And I feel like I last year I kind of penalized Rio users a bit because they were like expecting the V3 version. And I was just like, yeah, man, it's gonna come the end of the year, like at any moment. But like, I was a bit like, kind of like so dragged to the language that I
You're
didn't.
distracted. Well, not distracted. You're
Yeah,
focused on Jam. You're focused
yeah,
on Jam. So wait, you say it's because you like Rust. So what's
yeah.
it's
I
a
love saying
flavor?
no. Yeah, the my idea with Jan basically is like, I mean, first thing like I love Rust because of safety. Like, but one thing that I don't like about Rust is the learning like curve. I think like is, for example, I work at Charm and we work with Go, and I can tell you how many times I try to convince them to use Rust. Like everyone at Charm will, they will tell their own personal stories. That is just me trying to like migrate them to Rust. And that is fun. I think like if you love something, you just need to like share what your beliefs. And but one thing that I have been seeing it or noticing is like sometimes like not like is a good language to go, but you need to put a lot of effort and time in learning it. So it's like I wanted to have like a programming language that could like achieve similar things that Rust can achieve, but it's like it does not penalize you to learn it.
I love that.
And right, so it's like I feel that Zig is kind of the midterm of it, but it's still not fully safe, although gives you like it gives you power to do safe stuff. And I think like there's an option how can I say is more one thing that I like about Zig is like is the maturity that they treat you. Like they treat you like, oh, you have like you're kind of like expected to know what you're doing. But
Mm-hmm.
I also like that in Rust, there's like you can have like different kind of programmers, different levels, and you know that they're not gonna mess things up, right? So I have been like thinking a lot about stuff and like thinking about those languages and C++. So I started to draft something that's basically Jam. And I think like maybe in the end of the year, I'll share something.
Oh, good. Well, if listen, if you want to give us a preview using Rio, we're happy to see it. But that's cool though. I think now you're committed because like Ali says, like after you print out those stickers, like that said, you can't just trash it because it's a thing that exists now. So
Yeah, I told that to people at Charm. Like, if you spend money on something, you need to go on to the end. Like, that's how it works.
100%. Well, we'll keep a lookout. There's no repo for Gem yet. That's public, right? So we'll keep a lookout for that. And then when you're ready, you come back and show us. You come back to
The
Open
people
Source
are
Friday.
the people are very excited about Rio Terminal in the chat. Like
Yes.
I
Listen
promise we'll share.
here. It's coming, all right? My God, good things take time. But no, let me quickly see. Ta, 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 ta. Yeah, and there was somebody asked a question about they were asking a question about Java. So this is Open Source Friday. We talk about everything here, okay? So cool your horses. We'll get into it. All right. Now show us what we're here to see, please.
All right, let me get
If you
like
can share
this.
your screen, and I'm gonna find, because that's how we do. We're here to learn and to learn together. I'm gonna find a blog post that I wrote about modernization of Java applications, because you don't need to be coding on Java 8. Okay. Somebody asked a
Yeah,
question earlier. They're like, yeah, I need to come. Like, no, you need to modernize whatever it is and then start coding. So all right,
you're
here
seeing
we
my
are.
screen.
I see it. Can you zoom in a bit?
Of course. So
Perfect.
this is the website effect that we were talking before.
Oh, good. I love it. It's therapy. I love it.
Yeah, I also love it. I don't plan to remove like, but some people they are divided. I don't care. I love
It's
it.
your
Some people
website. You
hate.
make it whatever you
Yeah,
want.
100%. That is what I say. Like, welcome to my tiny place on the internet. All right. So Jen, this is the logo. This
So
is
good.
like, yeah, I mean, it's private, but it's like I plan to open source very soon. Like, yeah, the logo, like this is the syntax, like, but I do plan to do some changes over the import model. Anyway, I'll when time is come, like I'll do share more stuff about it, but it's coming. Like I'm working on it. All right, let
Very
me
good.
get
Very good.
Rio. So let me zoom
Perfect.
in.
Thank you. Perfect.
Actually, let me get another.
I
All
seen
right.
on your README there is a demo of somebody running Rio on a Steam Deck. Like
Oh yeah,
what?
that was me actually. I may have. Oh, my Steam Deck was there, but it's like when he Rio became like available through Flatpak. I
That's
was like,
amazing.
yeah, I was like, dude, I'm gonna run Rio there. I don't care. And then I saw it. And, you know, it's very easy. If you have a Steam Deck, you can just search there. Like it's gonna work. So basically, I have been working on the V3 version and has a lot of stuff. It's basically like a rewrite of so much stuff. It's almost there's like you can see in the repo even like there's a pull request that has been ongoing like forever, and people just pinging me like, "Hey man, when is this is done?" But it's like it's a big change. So I rewrote the render to work with metal directly. Like, so now can you like if you're using you could actually get that with double GPU, but it was hard to like it's hard to do like custom like types for like custom shader like in types for like just metal per se, like so you could like have specific logics, but like it's gonna support metal natively.
Nice.
Is like doing other stuff as well, like the title bar, like the progress, because people use like the. I see that there's a thing in Ghosty as well. I think also Katie has. There's like you can see the progress of the task that you were doing in
Mm-hmm.
the AI agent, right? So that's implemented already. Yeah, it's a lot of things that are coming. I think like some things are on market yet. The Katie image protocol that people has been like, man, I really want this, I really want this. Like it is almost done. I would say there's 80%, still few issues to fix. But basically there is all right, so let me get this. Like this is the new version, but um
Okay.
like there's few difference like from the old version to the new version. There's like of course it's like this new version is gonna be with the GPU. So we're gonna have like do you know Raycast?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So like my idea is like bring like some kind of like Raycast like for like element component for the new version of Rio. But
Oh.
one thing that I really want to have, yeah, like I want to, the V3 is basically is gonna have like most of the elements of the terminal, they're gonna have semantic. So Rio is gonna give like this semantic for plugins through a terminal protocol. So my idea is like empower like like different agents. Like in GitHub, you have like the CLI, you have Crush from Charm, you have like the cloud code. My idea is like to create like a protocol that actually can like um, how can I say do more in the terminal. But this is like still ongoing. I'll probably share more. I was close to finish it, but then I am parental leave now, and like my baby was just born, so like people are sending messages, and I was just like, hey man, like first I'll change diapers, then later I'll be back. And but like the idea is like bring the GPU like and control things through GPU basically in plugins and terminal protocol level as well. Um, yeah, like is it is it is coming, like, but still a lot of things to be done. Like there is like a rewrite of the splits to use like a Taffy that Zed and other projects they use as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there is a rewrite of the search. The search will be connected with this kind of raycast component as well because it's gonna use
People will
the
love
same.
that. I'm
Yeah.
not a very active user of Raycast, but I mean I dare say probably like I don't know 90% of GitHub people they're like very embedded in
Oh
Raycast
yes.
workflows,
No, I
very
I
embedded.
I I'm not a user of raycast either, but it's like one thing that I have been noticing is like a lot of things that you can do through terminals, like even the CLI. Like I have few ideas. Like I don't want to share. Last time I shared it, like end up like being in one terminal straight. I'll hold my horses between before I say something, but it's like there's so much semantic data in the terminal that could be used,
Mm-hmm.
and my idea is like to kind of like stimulate people to like explore that. So I was thinking use like I have been doing like some tests with the WebAssembly for the plugin system, and the idea is like the Rio is like either I'm gonna compile this. I need to decide yet, but it's like either gonna compile Rio into binaries where the plugins can work, which come in like, and this binary would have like a WebSM VM, and the other one will be without the WebSM VM. Because one thing that I have been noticing as well is like a lot of people they use Rio because they don't want the whole features. Like the first
Mm-hmm.
thing that the first thing that they do is like the Rio has like this. If you go to the website and it's like Rio Terminal, Rio has like this mode where like you can basically disable everything. Like so, it's like navigation, like peer. Like so you basically if you use Tmux for example,
Mm-hmm.
like you can basically disable everything in the like there's nothing, like you don't even have like the common keybinds as well. And a lot of people they use the terminal because they want the simplicity.
The focus,
So
yeah, 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 yeah. I love
right,
that. Mm-hmm.
and this has been like this has been like a thing from the beginning. Like I have been seeing like a lot of people they defend that. I don't want to lose those users. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm trying to do things in the way that does not penalize them.
Mm-hmm.
So like everything that I'm doing, I'm trying to check like okay, it does not affect the performance at all. Like does not do any difference. And like I will see how we'll go with the WebSM VM still like under like experimentation phase. But it's like if I feel the feels bloated, might be two binaries. Like one that is like without the plugins and stuff, and the other one that's with plugins. As used to be like some, I think Vim was like that. You could compile with Lua before, officially, but yeah, this is a thing. Like it's complicated to please everyone, I would say.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, you're doing like doing metal and all that. Like you're adding so many things that are gonna be like just
Oh
performance
yeah,
wise. You might not even like it might be the
yeah.
same.
No,
You might not even
rewrite
feel it.
everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
No, a lot of people. It's funny this that you said, like, because sometimes you release a version that actually is slower, but
Hmm.
the people be like, "Oh man, this is much faster," and I was just like, "Really?" Like, because I'm doing the tests, I know the numbers. Like sometimes I release a version just because I need to fix something, but it's like I am aware that it's not faster as before. I write a to do, like I need to fix that. But then someone comes to me and say like, "Hey man, like I don't know what you did, but it's like much better." And I was just like, right. And I was just like, either this person is like saying the truth, and there's maybe probably there's a memory leak issue, because could be could be that the terminal was running for so long it actually starts to get slower. And but either the person is not really seeing the difference from, like it is not really perceived. But I was going to show other thing as well.
Let's see it.
And
Let's see
this
it.
is like this is a secret project called Super Rio. Like this is like oops. This is like
Ooh, what
I
is this?
yeah, this is like basically Rio but natively. And like this is built with Swift UI, and it uses like Rio, the library, because eventually Rio will be compiled through a library called librio. And my idea is like the other applications, as libghost exists, like other applications can use Rio as well. And like librio is basically that, like so you have like all this fancy stuff, like new terminal settings, super Rio. Like you can basically like duplicate, um
That is
but
so
there's,
pretty. I like
yeah,
that.
there's more stuff that it can do, like but it's still a lot, like still a lot buggy, because like I had to like port the logic that existed from Rio to FFI calls that are safe, so it could be used like by like Swift UI, or people can create their own Android like terminal powered by Rio. And but yeah, this is coming. I think like this is actually my gonna release just a bit after the V3. But I would say that still few things to fix, like but it does have like one thing that I will add as well, is like the one thing that I like. I don't know if people will like, but it's like I like the. Do you know the Arc browser has like the thing in the side, the navigation in the left side?
Hmm.
So yeah, like I have a proof of concept with the same, where you can explore the terminals by the left side, like a tab instead. So it's like is a work in progress. Like, but this I don't know if Super Rio will be the final name of the project, but it's coming. Like it is like one moment will be public.
Yeah, I like that. Honestly, like the I like the left tabs, like, and maybe for people who are not have not been very like keen on using a terminal and they're used to an IDE, like that'll be an easier
Yeah,
transition.
exactly,
That'll be like a
exactly.
nice segue into trying it out. Listen, I love all the options though. Like that's what the whole point is of you finding the terminal that you like. Like you find
Yeah,
what works for you. Very cool.
exactly, exactly. I think for me this is my first sharing. I don't I mean I can share more stuff from Rio in
Hmm.
the. I can share like some features that they have. Let me get, actually, because I did. Like, all right, so let me get one thing that I love about Rio. Are you seeing my screen?
I see it. Yeah.
One thing that I love about Rio is like, so I I like you can see all the features if you go for the website and like there's the features listed. But like one thing that I love is like this mode from Rio that you can run the terminal as a video game. So
That's
it's
cool.
like all right, let me get this like running my one. Let me let me get this. All right, so I need to remember. Let me go to the end. I think I can just.
So is that like a theme, or how does that work? Like that's a theme I can select?
Yeah, you can. It's like a shader.
Okay, got it, got it.
So it's like you can keep iterating shaders through to Rio. So like in this case, like is the new Pixit CRT, and most of these shaders, like Rio supports like the retro art shaders. So it's like you can do like you literally can do crazy things. Like there's people that I think I actually have like let me see, Rio Terminal shaders. I think yeah, like there's someone that actually did like few versions. Maybe this one. Like wait, sorry. I Let me get up. I need to mute, otherwise I but it's like you can add
That's
like
wild. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's other yeah, exactly. You can customize to have like as like I saw one guy actually that did the terminal as a meme. So like they got the meme as a video and they put the terminal in the middle. So it was like I thought that was really fun. This one is with the yeah the like VH like old stuff. Like you can add different kind of shaders as well. So this is one of my favorite features. But basically like the thing that that I most use like in the work I would say is like the 6 protocol, because when I started to work at Charm, um like I did like like some of the work to enable image support in Charm. So for me it was great that like my terminal was like supporting that already. So it was like a thing that I use it a lot. There is like hyperlinks, of course, that people really like to open websites and stuff. Yeah, there's a fair amount of features. Like there's other stuff they're not even in the feature list. I would say like you can like have the adaptive mode, so you can have like light and theme like colors. Um, yeah,
This is cool. This is very cool. I mean, there is a lot of customizations that you can do. I didn't know you had image support. That might be why I switched. Like
yeah,
that might
but
be it.
I think Ghosty has like a good like a good image support as well. I would say like I every time that people come to Rio and I say like just wait the V3, because the V3 like is gonna have all the how to say like all the image support protocol is gonna be one of the few I think. I
Yeah.
I know Western does support all the image support, the image protocols, but Ghosty does not support Sixel, and he does support. I mean, if you don't use Sixel, of course, like maybe it's not a feature that is like it's important, but is one small win that like I feel like one thing that Ghost tries to do is like have this native experience. And one thing that I would always advocate to people is like sometimes you want to have like this full GPU experience like Z. Like Z looks the same in every OS. Like you go for Windows, they look the same. You go for Linux, they look the same. Like of course the rendering of like the rendering of the fonts are different. Like like the code between the editor is different. But it's like I some I kind of like that. Like, of course, that's why I work on Super Rio to have like this native experience for other people as well. But it's like I like that vibe where it's just like you feel familiar to what you have, like in other OS.
So if you're choosing, like, if you're somebody that's actually never been in a terminal and you're choosing today, like, I don't know, like, what type of like user or workflow you think like Rio is like the best for?
I think like most of the people that use Rio, like, and this is insane. Sometimes I feel so flattered about it. There's like Chinese folks using on Windows. Like, believe it or not, Windows is like most part of the no, I would say the Mac OS is quite like quite big, but it's like Windows surprisingly for me is like and the people that use Rio and in Windows, they really like the speed. So it's like they every time they say like, oh, I like because I can have the splits and I like the speed. So on Windows, I think is like is a kind of like a easy win, like from the people that I know they use. But for Mac OS, like I think like is a terminal that is very simple in some aspects. Like as I said, like a lot of things they are disabled. Like you can disable almost everything by default. So it's like if you kind of like this minimalist person, or like this expert person that is you don't want to have like different stuff. Like you don't want to have like custom splits. You don't want to have like some stuff like happening in the side, like you don't want to have like a auto updater of that. I would say that like Rio is kind of like your terminal, but in the same way, like all the terminals I have installed all the terminals in my computer. Like sometimes it's not I don't use them, but it's like I find cool. Like sometimes I just open because I need to test something because I work at Charm, right? So like it's basically terminal. So we work on Crush, and then it's like we need to test Crush on I don't know, like Windows Terminal.
Hmm.
I need to, and I love Windows Terminal. Like I know that a lot of I'm gonna get a lot of criticism for it, but it's like I see some of the work that they do with C++, and I find cool. Like like there's a lot of good people that they are working there. It was funny though because like I was part of the maintainers GitHub like event that happened, and I met one guy that he worked on he was working on the Windows terminal, and then we went up like sharing like like life stories. I thought that was cool, but I feel like you should pick what like suits you better. Like I know some people they use Rio just because they really love the logo, and like I like I'm flattered by it, but in the same way I always tell them like you can also change like iTerm2 logo to something that you like I don't know, like I think this out is the personal calling, right? Like with the
Yeah.
tooling, like it's like browsers. Like some people they really like Firefox, other people they love Chrome, and there is of course people they love Opera, like they love like I for many years I used the Firefox nightly version because I thought that was cool. The like the updates and like be
Being the
on the
last, the
yeah.
latest builds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool.
It was cool until crash one time in the conference. I was like speaking in the conference and crashed real good. So for me it was like
You're like, and that's that. That would be the last
yeah,
time
exactly.
I.
That was it. Yeah.
No, this
Yeah.
is this is. But I agree though. Like it is a personal preference. I mean, obviously you like Arc. Like you've shared Arc. You made a couple of references to Arc. So that's very great though. So from the time that you started, when did you launch this project? Like how old is Rio?
I think started like in 2022,
Okay.
like maybe October of 2022. And the name of the project was not Rio back in time, was called Ox. like it's a French word because I'm French descendant, and I was like thinking, like kind of like why not? Like I like France, like I have like this, and but then we're trying to get like flight tickets to Rio, like me and my wife, and then I realized that Ox was like a reserved word in Windows, so I was like, okay, I will need to drop this. Um, and I put the name of the project as Rio just as a joke, and eventually it just remained that way. Like sometimes like you just keep for a long time, and then eventually you're just like, yeah, why am I gonna rename this? Like,
I love it. From the time that you launched till now, like I'm sure there's been a ton of performance improvements. Do you have you got a contributor team? Like, and what kind of contributions are you looking for? Like, if people want to help out, how can they help out?
yeah, there is a Discord like in the like you can join the Discord in the website like Rio Term. Um, I say to everyone like I spoke in a conference like in Italy last December, November maybe, and the people are like, oh, like so, because I was like showing some stuff about Boo, like the code editor, and they were like, oh man, I love it, like because Boo idea is like it's kind of revamp of like editing experience. So I
Hmm.
was like, I was doing some research with people from university and stuff. How can we improve the code experience, the code edit experience? And and then the people got really excited. They're like, how can we reach out? I always say like, dude, ping me on Discord. There's a lot of people that likes Rio there. They use Rio and that they're faithful to it. And one thing, like I always say to people, like just ping me if you want. You can just DM me as well. Like I really, I try to be really accessible. Like so it's like a lot of people they just want to do questions about GPU or terminal per se. So like I always say, like, dude, just I here. I
Good.
yeah.
What's the best, like where is the best place for people to reach to you? I mean, if you want to contribute to the project, like definitely join the Discord server and start talking in there, like go look through the issues and all. But to reach you, like where are you mostly on?
I think Discord, like
Discord is the best.
this,
Perfect.
yeah, Discord made my like can like I do use a lot of email, but then the same way I feel a bit old because when I was working on the WebAssembly working group, like I felt like I was the youngest there. Like the guy that was my mentor, he was like the I think he was the director of Stanford like computer science. So he was like much older than me, and everyone was like into email or IRC, like yeah,
Yeah.
like so I end up like okay, like let's do it.
Okay, perfect. I mean, join the Discord server and then you can start if you have questions about Rio or if you want to contribute. But installation, you can install it, you can download it for from the website. If you go to realterm.com/, I think it's install or it's part of the docs. You can also install it through Homebrew.
Yeah, there is like a few ways. Like if you're in the Mac OS, like there is the homebrew, the also the other one, the I forgot because there is brew and there is the
What is it, a Mac port? Like
yeah,
both.
MacPort, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know a lot of people also like in Windows you can install by Scoop. You can also install with the Winget. Can install with the chocolate Ray. I always forget the name because I always build locally. So because like like I'm working on the thing. Like for me it's hard to install by the package managers. And Linux, like there's multiple ways. Like Arc, you can find like in the official ones. Like I think only like if you use Ubuntu, like is a bit tricky. Like it's harder than like you just use the package manager. But a lot of people they use Flatpak as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I Yeah, like I also think that the Linux community they really love to install from source as well. Like I have been noticing this, like, or Nix. They use a lot of Nix as well.
Oh yeah, you can use Nix installer too. Okay, cool, very neat. All right, well, before we go, I want to make sure that I touch on like what you got coming up next. I know you're working on 3.0, like that's gonna be upcoming. Was it 3.0 the next version?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Is there anything that you need help in specifically that you would like the community to take a look and show up for?
yeah. I think like that one of the things that I want to have is like more how can I say work on here is like a lot of people I feel like they have like good ideas of UI or things that they want to bring to the terminal, like for example these days I saw someone like because Rio has like shares some of the source code with Alacrity. I plan to revamp that, like so maybe mostly Rio in the future, but it's like so we have like some features that are from Alacrity. For example, there's a label system in the hyperlinks. You have like the what was the you have the V mode in Rio, so like you can use like V mode through the terminal. But sometimes like people have different ideas that like and I really keen to hear those ideas like these days like I got in contact with some people that work in Helix and they had like some things that they wanted to bring to Rio, like one guy there was using Rio. So if you do have any idea or like like some feature requests, you don't need to go to the through the Discord, like you can just open a issue, of course. And like my idea is like bring like the most unified experience to a terminal through all those OS, like so you can have like this raycast that I was telling you to Windows or Linux, like you don't have like a different behavior, a different pattern, like it just feels the same. but but yeah, like I think like the terminal is so dense sometimes. Like I was doing a demo of the terminal these days, and I was just like, I don't even remember all these features that I added. Like because it had been working forever on the terminal. Like it's a big project. Like I can share the source code even, like if it's okay.
Yeah.
Like let me see. So share screen. Let me see. I think I will use Sublime. So let me see. All right. So do you see
I see it. Yeah.
my yeah, so like you have um like is a really big project like per se like oh, let me see. So like Sugarloaf is basically the rendering.
Mm-hmm.
So is basically everything that you see like through the GPU or like the responsible Sugarloaf, of course, is named through because of Rio, like the Sugarloaf thing there. But there's like it takes care of like the metal, the Vulkan part, DirectX, like use WGPU in the version in main, but in the V3 is gonna use metal and Vulkan. So there is real window that is probably gonna leave at some moment, like for a new thing that I'm working on. But it's basically a fork of Winit that like has some features that I need in the terminal. For example, the CVA display link or the global dispatcher for macOS. There is Rio backend, which is basically all the stuff that is needed to the terminal. So you have like the performer for the ANSI, like you have the graphics rules, like you have the terminal processor. So you have like yeah, the modes of the terminal, like so it is like you have like the front ends as well, like then you have like small projects in the terminal, like there is basically the parser You have the
Raphael, can you make it
uh,
a little bit bigger? Can you
of
make your
course,
just
sorry.
zoom in a little bit so folks can see? Okay, perfect. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this is like this is a fork of the Mio, like that existed before. I did update to work on Rio and the latest Rust version. This is a really old project, but it's like it has been working well. You have like teletype writer, which is responsible for create like PTUI. So you have the com PTUI in the Windows.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like if you see like it's so much stuff that happens under the hood. There's like is I think that this is a problem sometimes, like to get people contributing in the project, because like I feel that it can be a bit overwhelming, but like if you want to contribute, just ping, and like I hear like it takes time. Like it was the same when I started to contribute in the WebAssembly. Like is like you need to start with the easier issues, and then later you start to okay, like I feel I'm more confident to go to the big ones. But it's like I feel that sometimes when people want to contribute, like they have this moment that they're like, dude, like it's so much code, like I don't know where I'm looking at.
Yeah,
And right, so it's like there was some people they started because AI is like in trend right now. So it's like people start to use AI, and like I'm not against like use like AI with real, but it's like it is more like I feel that you need to learn what the source code per se, like cannot
I agree.
just right, like cannot and because sometimes you're changing like the AI changes the code that the AI thinks that is right, but then because the project's so big, they actually should be changing other place. So it's complicated. It's almost like you want to contribute in Chrome and then you do like a fix, but the fix is in the wrong place. So yeah, just reach out like on Discord. That is the place that mostly look.
Very
But
cool.
lately I am parental leave, so like if you ping me, like I may be quite delayed to answer.
No, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to show us what you've been up to today. I can't wait for 3.0. When you ship 3.0, you have to come back. Let's do one in Portuguese for the Brazilian folk. Yeah, let's do one in
Let's
Portuguese.
do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Rafael. This was very informative. I'm installing it right now. I'm excited to play about. This is gonna be good.
Go for it. Yeah,
This is gonna be
anything,
good.
just ping me as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, friends. Well, I appreciate you. Let's leave some sparkles for Rafael. Go by the repo. I'm gonna put the repo again up here. So go put the stars on, please. Let's get the project trending. And Rafael, go enjoy your baby. Thank you for taking
Oh
the time
yeah,
to meet.
I'll do
Thank you.
now. Thank you. Take
All right.
care.
Take care. Bye. Thank you all so much for joining. I think that is it for today. We've had 3 open source Fridays. Next week, I think we have a really interesting project from the Linux Foundation. I'm gonna go back and figure out who's gonna be here hosting it. It might be me, who knows? But if you have an open source project that you help maintain, you created, you are a contributor to, and you wanna show it out, please open an issue in our repo. I will share that link before I go, and take the rest of the day off. Have a great day. I'm going to leave you with the video of our newest and latest fun chip. Also, please do me a favor, because this is Open Source Friday, and I think that there is a lot of things that we don't talk about enough at GitHub. One of them is all of the things that teams that really, really care about maintainers are working on. And we actually did a video. I had one of the engineers from it's called a Tiny Win team, and they are focused on making maintainers' lives like Raphael and all of you really to use GitHub and to just the best possible way, and for the platform to be everything that you need it to be. And they're doing a really fantastic job taking care of little paper cuts and things that had just been kind of like neglected. So do me a favor, please go to this video. What I need you to do is to watch it, to see what the tiny wins were, and please leave a comment. because I want to go back and show the team that people are seeing the improvements, appreciating it, loving them, and want more to come. So let's give this team all the recognition they need. I'm going to drop that link also on the LinkedIn for my LinkedIn folks. Please give me a moment. It takes me a bit to get back out there, but thank you so much for joining Open Source Friday. I'll see you next time. And let me leave you with that video I mentioned. So take care. Click on the link, go watch, comment on the improvements. Thank you.